Hi there, this is Leslie, and today I'm going to do a review on the Mountain Trails Base Camp Cot. Now, I saw a lot of reviews on this, a lot of complaints about it, and a lot of people who said it was wonderful. So I decided the biggest complaint was that people had trouble putting it together. So I read some things that people said they'd done to solve that problem, and I tried them, and they worked. Now, I'm 62. I'm not as strong as I used to be, but I'm a 62-year-old woman, and I'll show you what my experience was with this cot. It's only, I think I got mine for $35 from Amazon. Had it delivered Prime, so I didn't have to pay, any shipping on it. So that's what I've got in it. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit and show you what I found. Now, okay. So this is the way the cot comes. Alright? It feels kind of heavy in the bag. It doesn't feel heavy when it's put together. One of those things. But I wanted to pull it right, cut the table in the box and do the review then, but I couldn't wait long enough to set up the video. So this will be the second time it's been set up. So, everything fits fairly neatly in here. Of course, it comes with some packing with it normally. So there is the actual cot material itself. Is pretty tough. Seems to be well stitched. It seems to be of fairly good quality. And so there's the top of the cot. All right, now these are the infamous legs of the cot. Now they are pretty stiff steel, pretty sturdy, okay? They've gotten some pretty bad raps, we'll see. This cot's rated for about 225 pounds. So I am 200 even. So I'll show you what my experience is with it. Now, one of the things that they've said is that it's hard to put together, and these are the side rails. You'll see that the side rail, if you can see it, it has holes in it, okay? And there are for each side there are 2 end rails and 2 middle rails, okay? So they just slip into each other. Make sure that when you're putting it together that all the holes are on the same side, okay? And you're going to, well, I'll show you as we go along. Let's put it together. Now, I also heard complaints that it did not come with instructions. Now, mine did. It did come with a sheet of instructions. I don't know how well you can see that. And they are, they are more or less clear. However, as I learned from the reviews, this is not exactly the best way to set up the cot, okay? So, you take a middle rail, and you make sure that with the end rails, you have the holes oriented in the same direction, okay? And then put this in. Now, these will slide right back apart. So, it's a little bit of a balancing act. All right, now what they say to do is take this, spread it out, face down, logo down, to put this together. Well, that wasn't that great for me, but you'll see that at the end of each side rail there is a pocket, okay? Your rails go into this pocket. Now, they'll tend to want to stick out. You have to kind of make sure they get past these holes. All right? And the other thing you're going to want to do is make sure that the side with the hole faces the inside of the cot. Now, they're going to be tricky to get in. Just when all is said and done, make sure that this part can rotate, can rotate the hole to the center. All right. So it might be easier with this thing to actually put it together one piece at a time. But I'm going to try putting it together with the side rail entirely assembled. Okay? Now, got my hole here. All my holes down the side are facing the same way. And I put it inside the little pocket. The other end is sewed shut, so it definitely won't go in that way. It would be easier to do this with it really pointing down, but the problem with that is that your side rails tend to come apart that way. Okay, so I've got it in. But now if you look, and this is another big complaint with these, it's a real tight fit to get the end of the sidebar into the pocket. All right. Now, as I said, I'm 62 years old, and my hands are reasonably strong, but still it's a little bit of a struggle, but the material will stretch to go over that end. There, I've done it. I hope I have the holes on the right side. Let's see if I did it right. Yes, indeed. See, the holes face the center. All right, I'm going to do the other side, and I'm going to try it the other way. I'm going to try putting the pieces in one at a time. See if I can make it work that way, all right? So one side's done. Again, make sure that the hole is facing the inside of the cot. The hole for the next piece is facing the inside of the cot. You kind of wiggle it past those holes and make sure that the hole for the last piece is facing the inside of the cot. Get it all the way down to the bottom. All right, I think I've got it just about there. And then, once again, we're going to stretch the fabric up over the end of the pole. And I imagine after a few times, this will have stretched enough. It's already easier than it was the first time I did it. Okay, and the holes are facing the inside. Now, this is where you want to diverge from the instructions. The instructions say, put this flat on the floor, and let me see exactly what they say. They say where to start. Yeah, they say to put it face down on the floor, and okay, it doesn't say where to start, but it looks as if on the instructions that they start at one end of the cot. Now we're going to do it differently. This is the way it works well, and I will tell you these are strong. Don't let one get away from you. It definitely could smack you, bruise you, maybe poke you in the face, not sure. All right, so this is the part where they say that this is impossible to set up, and I know that perhaps all women aren't quite as strong as I am, but I don't see why with this particular technique you couldn't get this to work. So you take your bar, your leg, and you get it firmly into the socket on the other side, all right? Now, you're going to hold this part up, make sure you can find your little hole there, and then you're going to press down. Now, it's easier with two hands, trust me on this one, but there it is, I did it, okay, with one hand. Now, it's a piece of cake. You take the next one, you put it in its little socket, and this time, if you wish, you can use both hands, which makes it much steadier. Make sure it's all the way into the socket, all right? Now the end ones into the socket. Into the hole. And this one is going to go into the socket and into the hole. Now, I don't get to do a lot of camping, and occasionally it's going to be primitive camping. Usually not though, usually car camping, taking the grandbaby out to a campground or something. But I'm old enough that it's kind of tough for me right now to sleep on the ground and get up. Sleeping is no problem. Getting up and down, that's kind of a pain. So, I have this cot, and it stands, I don't know, maybe 8 inches off the floor, okay? And when I sit down on it, it sags a good bit, but not all the way down. I'm going to wiggle a little. The legs seem sturdy, all right? It's plenty wide enough. You know, I hate it when I'm sleeping on something and my arms fall off the side. That's not going to happen with this. Sleep on your side. I'm probably even going to be able to sleep on my stomach, which is a good thing. Have to have a pillow though. So, this is your Mountain Trails Base Camp Cot. Now, I still have to climb up off the ground to get off of it. That's okay. I can do that. When it's assembled, it doesn't seem like it weighs anything, you know? And they are stackable. Probably what I'll do is get a little of that foam pipe insulation material and duct tape it over the legs, so if I have it in my tent, I'm not going to really kind of rub the bottom of the tent if I'm on unpleasant surfaces, okay? But I have one more idea on this. And let me tell you, as far as I'm concerned, this cot gets a double thumbs up for its price and its quality. These are something that you can buy at Walmart. I don't remember how much they cost. I got them to prop one of the grandbaby's tables up on so that it was tall enough for her to draw a little more easily. I'm thinking they were maybe, I think they're under $4 for 4 of them, okay? So I thought, you know what? Being this much higher off the ground will definitely help people with bad knees to get in and out of this cot. Now, if you use it for car camping, you're not going to go backpacking into the back country with that cot. But if you're car camping, 6 of these stacked up are not going to be a problem. So what I did was they have kind of a cup in the top of them. Of course, that leg has got kind of an unusual profile. So what I did was I drilled a hole that was about the right diameter for the cot leg, and then I just sawed out a little slot. The slot you have to force the cot leg into, okay? Now, it works pretty well. You have to, like I said, force the leg in. There you go. And then of course you'll have one in the back. Got another one here that I'm going to put on this one just to give you an idea. When I get these all finished, I'll do an update, okay? So, this one. Can't see what I'm doing here, friends. Ah, I'd hope if I had it straight. This is the beauty of YouTube, is you can see things in real time. Apparently I didn't saw the slot on this one quite enough, so we'll let it go for now. But you can see that with one in the front and one in the back, it's going to give you, gee, a good maybe foot off the floor, which is going to be a good thing. Don't know if you can see that. Okay? And as I said, if you're car camping, it's not going to, oh, there's the problem, I had this one on backwards. There we go. So once you have all of these, you're going to have a good sturdy off the floor bed. Okay? So you know me, I always like to adapt things a little bit. But there it is. That is the Mountain Trails Base Camp Cot. And a lot of what people say are true. And of course, I'm sure these aren't exactly always manufactured exactly the same. But if you put the cot up on its side and put a metal leg in first, you shouldn't have any trouble assembling this. You know, if you really don't have very strong hands, it might take two ladies to put this together. Okay? One to hold it up and the other one to use both hands to push the leg in. You have to put a little bit of your body weight into it. But I can't imagine that anyone but a small child or someone who was relatively frail would have that much trouble putting this together. Now, one more trick. When you take it apart, do it in reverse order. I made the mistake of taking one of the middle ones out, and it made the end ones more difficult to take out. So hold it, take one out. Go to the other end, hold it, and take one out. I think that disassembling is harder than assembling as a general rule. Come on, rascal. Okay, the ends just are harder to take out. Try it again. There we go. So there we are. And the end piece, the side pieces they just slide out. No problem. Goes right back in. So, thank you for watching today. And if you want a cot that'll keep you off the ground that's comfortable, I think for the money, this one is great. And like I said, I'm not sure what it weighs, but when I find out, I'll do an update and let you know. But I appreciate you watching us here today, and come back anytime you like. Be glad to see you. And I've got a couple of things I'll be doing. I'm going to do some fire starter videos. I'm going to build my version of the Lightning Strike fire starter. If that comes out well, I'll post it. Probably post some on Tenders and things like that in my very special Zippo survival kit. And I'll probably do one on what I carry in my pockets every day. So thank you for watching. I would like to encourage you to go out to Really Big Monkey's site. If you like interesting things and you like bushcraft and you like inventing, you're going to love his site. So go out there and visit David on his site. He's pretty amazing. And if you're into homesteading, I encourage you to go out to visit Mrs. Wolfe on Our Half-Acre Homestead. She can do anything. It's amazing what she can do. Any cooking, canning, homesteading, animal raising, that sort of thing. Take a look at her site if that's what you're interested in. Again, thank you, and y'all come back. Bye-bye.